Happy New Year. Today is Thursday, January the 2nd, and volume is usually a good indicator when the market goes up when you expected it to go down. And we had really good volume in the Dow, exceptional volume in the NASDAQ, and I bet you a lot of that has to do with Apple. We're going to see. And the S&P 500, same relative volume as the Dow, but look at the slope, just kept creeping up all day long, and a pop right at the end. That is going, and the advancers to decliners, almost 2 to 1. That's going to take the oscillator just a little bit higher towards the overbought area. Now we're doing something that we don't usually, well, we saw it back here. We saw it not quite here and here, not quite make the overbought line before it turned back. That really wasn't very good for the market. We had this little bounce off the neutral line, and then we went down, 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 down. Did the same thing here. We came down to the neutral line, bounced, and then went down, down, down. So can it happen again? I'm still bearish. I'm still only doing vertical calls on stocks that I feel really good about. And I'll tell you about those in a second. So the S&P 500, look at that, a new high. One would say it's on its way to 33, 36, and it is, but I don't think it's going to get there without a pullback. Apple hit 300. Now this is a stock that everybody should be excited about. Look at the high at one point in the day. That was probably an erroneous trade. Let's take a look at the 5-minute and see if we can spot it. Yeah. That's just a bad trade. That trade didn't exist. So we finished the day pretty much at the high. If you take this out of the way, pretty much at the high. We still have our stochastics turning down, but another up day is going to cause this stochastic 12 to turn upwards. And look at the volume. Just a little bit short of what we would say is institutional buying. Institutionals have all of the stock that they need of Apple. There may be some balancing in mutual funds, ETFs, where some will sell and others will buy, but it'll be within the same family of mutual funds, like moving from having it in a value portfolio to a growth portfolio. But that's one that I took a spread in. I took the 300, 310 calls. March the 20th, I paid $4.45 for that. The profit will be $5.55 if it makes it. Caterpillar out of the channel, crossed over, give us this alert. There's another strong stock, and we can see that our stochastic 12 is starting to turn up, and our stochastic 40 looks like it still has room to move. It can go as high as this level right here to match this flat portion that it did from November last year. Well, that was just through the month of November, and then came the little bit of a correction in the market. Home Depot didn't look good at first, finished up quite strongly. That's a pretty strong hammer there. The stochastics still show a little bit of a retreat for Home Depot, but it's moving up. AT&T down 22 cents. Like to see that. I'd like to see it stick around 38 and just pay its dividend. It goes ex-dividend next Thursday. WDC, look at that pop. That is powerful. And look where it is. It's above the previous high right here. So that's a very strong stock. And if we had been using our stochastic momentum indicators back at the beginning of December, we'd have caught that one. And I hope we've caught WHR. So when we put WHR stochastics on the chart, I pointed out last week that we had this turnaround in the stochastic 12 and this continuing movement in the stochastic 40. We had the stochastic 40 starting to move up in early December, but the stochastic 12 took a drop in the middle of December, and now it's on its way back up again. We had rejection at the 38.2, but I did step in and I bought my first bit of verticals. I bought the February 150 and sold the February 160. I bought 2 contracts for 370. On an update tomorrow and a break through this level right here, I set an alert, I'm going to double my position and add 2 more contracts tomorrow. Shopify had a pretty big day, still unable to break its double top, but when it does, it may be a force to be reckoned with. We'll have to still keep an eye on our stochastic, which is still trending downward, and we have to watch the stochastic 40 and see if that's trending downward or if it's going to just channel here, stay overbought while we make another run up in the 12 moving stochastic. And Amazon, look at that, $51. So the ugly trades that we saw Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, complete turnaround today, but not the greatest volume. Let's just take a look at our stochastics. And we're showing the stochastic 40 moving up. It's got a long way to go before it gets as high as its previous high. The stochastic 12, which oscillates more frequently, was on its way down, but it appears to be making a little turn like it did here. See, it went down here, up, down, and then moved back up again. So this is typically a high area for the stochastic 12. It can go a little bit higher, even higher than the stochastic 40 back here. But let's just keep an eye on it. Certainly if you wanted to take a position in Amazon, it's going to 1922. And that's one that I would put an alert on tomorrow. And I just might be doing some trading in that area as well. So I'm going to create an alert there. And I think they're going to have blockbuster earnings at the end of January. So I'm probably going to be buying either the January or the February call spread, depending on how aggressive I want to be. But that would be tomorrow. You can't argue with volume, and the market today popped up 27 points in the S&P, 330 points in the Dow. Big percentage gain in the Dow. A lot of that is due to Apple. Maybe Boeing. I've been reading something about Boeing. But you can't argue with the volume. It spoke to us today.